Hi, I'm Kayla Milstead, and this is the book report for Dr. Hayes' Authentic Christianity. For the book report, I decided to do Money, Possessions, and Eternity. This book talks about the challenges that come along with money and the humanistic nature of materialism, and the dangers that come along with materialism and putting the value of things or money above the value of people. Um, and it also talks about the importance of tithing and giving to others and showing God's grace through like reciprocation and giving back to the church to assist in like spreading God's word and building the church up, and how important it is in the Bible to give and not value or not put so much weight on money and see it as such a higher power. So when reading the book, there were a lot of things that stood out to me, but on page 64, it says like in a section called idolatry and adultery, it says Satan works under the assumptions that every person has a price. And reading that was a little bit scary because in my life, if I think about it, I probably do have a price. I have not a large bill, but still a bill. Like, as someone who is 19, having a whole sum of money I have to pay to get an education to better myself, it's a little bit scary. I don't want to rely on my parents, but I also don't have as much time for a steady job. I have an altering schedule due to sports and doing the classes, so I do as much as I can. And if someone offered me money to pay off the student loans or pay off my classes and offered to fix my financial situation in my life, I would probably take it. Everyone does have a price, and that was kind of like scary to think about and the realization of it. And it said that idolatry is worshiping and serving as God anything other than the true God. And it's kind of sad that oftentimes we do worship something that shouldn't be worshipped. We should really pay it all forward to God, but a lot of the times we forget that He's the one who brings the good things into our lives, and that we should be more appreciative of Him and not just when He brings money or wealth in our way. On page 69, there were some quotes by a few people that kind of stood out to me. They aren't biblical, but it's kind of like a realization. So John D. Rockefeller said, "I've made many millions, but they have brought me no happiness." Vanderbilt said, "The care of $200 million is enough to kill anyone. There is no pleasure in it." John Jacob Astor said, "I am the most miserable man on earth." Henry Ford said, "I was happier when doing a mechanic's job." And Andrew Carnegie said, "Millionaires seldom smile." And that kind of made me think, like, how often do we wish we were people who had money and who had power over money? Because money leads to happiness, and with money you can make things happen. Though that may be true, that doesn't guarantee, money doesn't guarantee happiness. You can only find happiness in yourself and in God. And if you hold on to that money and don't give it forward to other people, where can your happiness truly come from? Like, we need to value other people. We need to give back to other people who don't have as much, because putting value on objects over people, that's a little bit crazy. Something inanimate over something that has a pulse and that loves and that is also a child of God, whether they realize it or not. Like, we don't need money to be happy. We need each other, and we need God's love. We need to realize that He is what we need and that He will always provide for us. We don't have to focus so much on making our own way. We just have to follow the path He hopes we do follow, that He has laid out for us. I enjoyed reading the book. Honestly, I did have to skim through some of it because it is like over 400 pages long, and I am a student athlete, so I tried my best to go through it, but I really did take, like, giving to others, I really took that to heart, because, like, I grew up in an area with a lot of homeless, and we'd always try and give as much as possible, like, especially to women and children or to veterans. So It was a good book. It was something that needed to be read, and I definitely like recommend it to my teammates or even to my parents because they worry about money a lot. So I think I'm gonna pass it on to them. Thank you.